We're back.
Welcome back. All right, why don't we jump over to Nero and Dawn being dropped off out front of Miriam's current domicile.
So Nero turns to Dawn as he walks through Miriam's domicile and says, and they never tell you that you still have to cook the country ham. It's ridiculous what they do with the Imperial Guard rations. They don't include a burner with the country ham rations. Now look, it's better than corpse starch, but sometimes we had to use our las guns to cook them.
Look, I was under the impression that you have to boil all the hams.
You can boil the hams, but they don't include a water ration with the country ham.
Look, as far as I've read in the manual, it literally says that every single Imperial soldier gets a flask of water. Why can't you just use the flask?
Because you need to drink that water. Because shooting people all day is exhausting.
Are you above drinking ham water, Nero?
You have no idea what I've had to do on the battlefield.
Drink some ham water every once in a while, okay?
From inside the place, you can hear a voice say, "Hurry up, Peck. I don't want to keep the Lord Captain waiting."
So Nero holds the door open for Dawn.
Thank you.
Miriam's inside, and she currently has she looks like she's got a young native currently packing all of her possessions into a travel crate. It's the same thing she arrived in, pretty much. And she looks up as you come in. Nero, Dawn, thank you very much for coming at short notice. I hope that you didn't leave problems behind on the battlefield.
That's an odd saying.
No comment.
Do you mean if we killed everything?
What I mean is that you didn't leave anything urgent that still needed your attention just to come here and see me.
Just an orbital bombardment.
Well, then I guess it's that's good news that I've gotten my. Let me explain. Sorry, please come in. Would you like a drink?
Ham water for Nero, please.
It's salty, Dawn. It's too salty to drink. Nero will sit down.
I propose we rename the episode to Ham Water.
She said to the kids, like, Peck, go and get some waters, please. So I wanted to speak to you because based on our last conversation, Nero, I've been trying to make some more inquiries about why it is that I've had no further interest from the other famulus regarding Pierre. And to a large extent, I've been getting stonewalled, and now I've got a new assignment. I am to return to the Abbey of the Dawn straight away. In fact, the Ecclesiarchy has sent a request via the High Factotum of the Hand to have me transported back to Footfall at the first possible convenience. The captain will be paid for that, obviously, and for your benefit, out of character. This is not to be a profit factor adjustment, but certainly she has like a data set which shows that the captain's being compensated to drop her off basically at Footfall at the next convenience. I know you don't like having me aboard the Hand, but I promise you that as soon as we return to Footfall, I'll be out of your way. With that being said,
very much just a Nero thing. I can tell you that right now.
Okay.
And I've spoken to Nero about it. He will be a kinder person to you, won't you, Nero?
Your absence will be felt on board the ship. I am more concerned about this conspiracy, however.
This is why I wanted to talk to you as well. I am very concerned about what's going on here. There is to have this whole thing where there was interest in Cowles' line that suddenly seems to have been forcefully cut off, and then to have all my inquiries shut down. I mean, I have been mind wiped once for what I've seen, and every fiber of my being tells me to just accept the things the way they are and move on. But I can't simply not dig deeper on this matter. And so it's my intent when I return to the Abbey is to investigate, ask questions, uncover plots if they exist, if there is such a conspiracy, and find out what is actually going on. And I wanted to promise you that I will feed you back what I find out, because I think that there is something going on here that probably involves the Inquisition. And you've done nothing that would make me not trust you, the two of you. Cowles.
Nero's openly laughing.
Quiet. She's...
Yes, of course. Please continue expositing.
That's really it, to say that that I have to leave, but that I will be in contact when I know more, because there is something definitely going on. I know that you felt it already, Nero, but it's definitely something happening.
I'm honored by your trust, Don. I will miss our conversations, and I hope that you can find out more about this conspiracy, as my investigative abilities have already been stretched to beyond their meager capabilities.
And apparently you're naming as well, because you just referred to Miriam as...
Yes, you're correct. But
she's taken one too many blows to the head today, Miriam. I apologize.
She hands over a data slate. When I communicate with you in the future, it will be in code. I've included a cipher on this data slate you can use to draw the true information from the relatively innocuous messages I'll be sending you going forward.
Okay.
Do you really think there's a need for so much secrecy around the Lord Captain's seat?
Yes. The ability to control a rogue trader from the shadows would be extremely powerful for an Inquisitor, who are almost certainly the ones behind this plot.
Wouldn't it... Could we not just, I don't know, start him sowing seeds and see what comes up as a result?
Don, I have tried that. Have you ever tried to get a teenage boy that, as far as I can tell...
I'm going to stop you right there. The answer will be no.
Very well. Then know this. I have looked after Pierre as if he were my own...
Actually, stop that as well, because I actually don't want to know that either.
Nephew. My own nephew. I have tried to get him married and or paired, and he has been extremely resistant. Dawn, in this regard, I should point out that the Lord Captain... It seems to me to be a man highly capable of attracting a mate. You may have noticed he's quite good at talking to people. I feel if he were to use seductive arts, they would be extremely effective on his target. It may be, even beyond this plot, he simply does not wish to pair at this moment. Despite the fact he desperately, desperately must. He absolutely must, for the Cowles lineage.
At least from the understanding of how it's written in novels, I believe that it is within a man's nature to constantly wish to pair.
Well, again, I've told you I read that smutty ecclesiarchy. It is not
this
accurate.
was science books. Thank you very much.
It's not
Scientific
accurate,
novels.
Don.
Well, you yourself were very elated at the fact that Miriam had potential partners for you.
I have always wanted to pass along my legacy. But, I mean, he just like gestures to himself. A wife is probably not in the cards for a sailor like myself. I spend too much time away from shore, and
I feel like it's necessary for me to point this out in both your case and the Lord Captain's, but you need not have a wife in order to carry on a lineage.
Right. That's again. That's why I spoke with Miriam. That we're skipping the wife part.
I turned to Miriam and it's like, what's stopping the Lord Captain from just having a child? Like, do you think that there's going to be a problem with him just rearing children as far as he wants?
Nero is just like, no. From what I've seen, he will have no problems with that part.
Yeah, I don't get the impression that this is not necessarily about preventing Pierre Cowles from having an heir. It seems to be more about preventing Pierre Cowles from mixing his lineage with other key imperial lineages.
Oh, man. What? Nero, when you say that, Nero is like something clicks, and he very visibly does something and turns away and says, yep, no, I have no idea who could be behind this.
Well, I have...
He puts his helmet back on immediately.
Dawn will stand up and like knock on the helmet and like, no, take your helmet off. That's very rude.
It's very normal where I come from.
It's, well, you're in the presence of members of the ecclesiarchy right now, Nero.
I've had my helmet on around ecclesiarchy members for...
Hospitallers, no less.
Nero stands up and says, Miriam, I thank you for your service. This conversation has been extremely enlightening.
There is one other thing I wanted to say, that as part of my inquiries, I looked further back into Pierre's parenting, and records on whose Pierre father was were sealed by Lord Inquisitor Lord Flavian. You might recall Inessa's predecessor.
Inessa Pendergast, yes. Nero, with the helmet on, says, you don't need me to take this helmet off to know that I am not shocked to hear that Inessa Pendergast is behind this.
I decided not to reach out to her. I thought that you might.
That's wise.
Anyway,
why is there so much secrecy on all of this? I have no idea. It seems strange to me that so many people would have so much interest in the Lord Captain's uprising and future potential partners.
His power is unlimited outside the Imperium. Control of a ship like ours is almost unprecedented for an Inquisitor who might gain loyalty or access, who might raise such a child to be a pawn in their games. It could be unparalleled. No matter what the outcome is meant to be here, this plot must not be allowed to thicken. We need to pour some ham water on it and thin it out.
Well, that would be like salting the earth and killing it altogether. As if
perfect.
Your analogy
Operation Ham Water has begun. We must stop Inessa Pendergast's plot and allow Pierre to spread his seed wherever he needs to go.
I feel like he can do that anyway.
I agree. I believe he's physically capable. He just doesn't want to. I've encouraged him in the strongest manly terms.
I have no idea what that means.
I mean, you've read the Ecclesiarchy books. Sometimes we just like sit down and we're just like, hey, bro, maybe you should like have some kids, you know? Maybe go bone.
I've read the family trees. I've read the novels about how the family comes together. Not that stuff. That is dirty, Nero. You need to stop thinking like that.
I mean, Nero turns toward Miriam and is just like, do you hear this? This is ridiculous. I mean, obviously citizens of the Imperium should have children in order to carry on their lineage. There's nothing wrong with, you know, doing it, right?
No, you are quite accurate in this particular case.
Yeah, Nero points at Don. See? Suck it. He doesn't leave.
We're talking about fictional novels written about events that didn't take... I really hate that man walks out with the last word every single time. Just...
I'll see you aboard the Hand, Sister Dawn.
Yes.
All right. Come on, Peck. Let's get this finished. And presumably you leave. All right. next thing I want to flash forward to will be back when you're all back on the hand. So does anyone want to do anything else while on Regina 4?
So many things. I'm glad you asked.
Start weeping over the profit from selling the warp drive and the plasma drive of this cruiser that he's about to destroy.
No. I wrote those things off a long time ago. I'm surprised that they're still intact. Nero is gonna sit down with Cade.
Okay.
Cade.
He says, yes, master.
Your time on this crew may be coming to an end soon. I hesitate to say that we use you solely for your ability to unlock the basement area, but obviously I've tried to provide you with the best training and influence. You've had unparalleled access to the heavens and to education. You've even been on the bridge of a starship. You are capable of following orders, and discipline and loyalty are invaluable currency in the realm that is this ship. You can return home to your family now if you wish to. There is nothing to stop you. If you wish to remain here as something like a squire, something like a recruit, you also have a place on the ship as well. But know that we may not return to Regina for years, or if not decades. You're only going to have a few hours to make that choice.
I wish only to fight your enemies and the enemies of the Lord Captain. I wish the path that will allow me that option.
You can remain on the ship then. Your family, I believe you should find a shuttle down there. Perhaps I will go with you. Your people will honor your sacrifice in coming with us. And of course, you should say goodbye to them until you return.
Perhaps, Master, it would be better if they believe I died. There is a sacred duty among our people for people like myself to give ourselves to the angels when the time comes. I feel that to leave would disappoint my family. I would not like to see that look upon their faces as I tell them that I am not taking my sacred duty, but am instead journeying off into the heavens.
Nero puts his heavy power armor hand on his very small shoulder and says, I will go with you, and I will bring Dawn with me. She will convince your people of the truth of things. They have been twisted by the enemy, by darkness. You coming with us is true service. The angels that your people thought you should serve are not good. They are bad. And you have seen that we must undo their work. When you come with us, you serve true angels. And Dom will talk to them and sort them out. Or I'll kill them. Because that's heresy, what they believe. Gather your things. We will get you a real set of quarters now, as you are a member of this ship.
Gather your things. Picks up like the stick and the rock and he's like, okay.
He has a spear and a rifle.
Be ready to go back down to the planet in 1 hour.
Sure.
And we will speak with your people. Nero's going to start taking off his heavy power armor. And like right before he does, he texts Dawn to let her know that he might need her to help unfuck some yokels.
Yeah, well, actually, so probably if you're getting your armor, then Cade will probably stop and
help me out because it's ridiculously heavy and big. Yeah. All right, then we get Nero Classic a few minutes later, where he's got the cyber-mounted gun on his shoulder and his enforcer carapace. Puts on his sunglasses and says, "It's good to be back."
All right. So presumably, sometime later, you guys land a shuttle near the you land in the settlement now. You know there's no real danger to technology.
Correct.
So more, I guess, ecclesiarchal missionaries have turned up to sort of like so that Dawn, so that Miriam wasn't trying to. Yeah, that's right. wasn't trying to convert everybody on her own. And they're sort of, like slowly educating up the natives and also working with the Nulls to make sure that they realize the truth of the universe and what they actually are. So Cade leads you to like a hut where these aren't his actual parents, like, because he was sent to this community because he was a true soul as such. So he's been sort of like looked after by a couple of elders within this community as such. And he goes in, he sort of talks to them in his language, and they speak back and such and forth. And eventually he turns to you and says, they wish to know, what will I be doing for the Emperor? Or in the Emperor's name.
His gun.
And he sort of tries to explain something. What do I tell them? What should I mean, they've been, it's already, Sister Miriam and the other priests have told them about the fallacy of the angels, but what should I tell them to believe?
Nero turns to Dawn. This is a little bit outside his wheelhouse.
What? Sorry, could you repeat the question?
These people, their beliefs were twisted by chaos. They need a new belief, and they don't understand what Cade is going to do. They don't understand why, perhaps.
Yeah, they believed up until recently that he was chosen from birth by angelic forms to go and fight in the angels' wars beneath the surface of the planet once he came of age.
But those angels are actually heretics, so...
Yeah. And so now, like, obviously the missionaries have been slowly, like, you can't sort of go and say, well, that's actually all wrong. There's actually a God Emperor. It takes a bit more time to sort of, bring people around. And they've started to sort of understand now that, these, because at this point in time, the natives have no idea that their temple is about to be bombarded from orbit by a spaceship.
Yeah.
As far as they're concerned, right now, that is still their most holy place. And that's where their true souls go when they come of age. Now, maybe that place is not actually a celestial temple. Maybe it's, a place where demons live. But they just need to understand. Probably, they're just looking for more guidance on what actually is going on. And
sure. So Dawn will basically say that in service to the Lord Emperor is what mankind is destined to do. And as children of mankind, it is your duty and you are honor bound to serve the Lord, to serve the God Emperor to your best ability, whether your ability is digging holes or slaying enemies in his name. Your son, or it's his son, right? Their son?
Yeah.
Adopted son, yes.
Yeah.
But they take
your
care of
son will be serving closer than most to his holiness, the Lord Emperor. The Lord Captain. The Lord Captain is one of the few chosen that is an extension of his power, an extension of his faith. Serving close proximity to the Lord Captain is akin to being one of the chosen.
So Nero turns to Dawn and says, so you think I'm one of the chosen, Dawn? Shh. And he smirks so hard. They don't speak our language, Dawn.
Give me a charm test. Normally I give you plus 10, but it's going to be plus 0 because effectively you lose the bonus from having to have it translated through a third party.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. That's fair. So Cade is just like, let me talk about myself real quick.
Why do you not bring me along for these things?
I brought the missionary to preach. Are you kidding me?
Man, I'm rolling like poo-poo today.
Okay, yeah. So whatever, you still succeeded though. That's what's important. So yeah, so once they understand, they are happy they're happy for Cade that he has found a more nobler calling than what they originally thought he was destined for him. And they'll actually go out now, and that'll help the conversion of the rest, because I'm
going to stop them before they go out.
Yeah,
and have Cade translate. Soon.
Please don't put your foot in it. Please don't put your foot in it.
The God Emperor will bring the fires of heaven and cleanse your most holy place. The souls of your people for generations will be allowed to ascend finally after they have been captured by demons. You will see it on the horizon, and all will know as the world shakes.
They ask something. I think Cade says they want to know if you will build them a new holy place, a new place to worship once the old edifice is torn down.
So Dawn will step in and say, the holy place isn't a place. It is within the hearts and minds of the people chosen to speak for the Lord, for the God Emperor. There will be missionaries here, and they should turn to them for guidance rather than finding some entity to pray to.
We will also definitely build you a new holy place. 2 specifications out of pre-constructed material.
Where he momentarily cut back to Pierre was like, yes, I'm trying to build a holy, get an ecclesiarchy team after I burn this unholy place. Yeah. Yes.
I can't remember which book it is, but in one of the books there's actually like a drop temple.
Yeah,
there's a team.
I love the idea that you just shoot it down and it's
exactly. That's exactly what it is. Yeah,
and it comes with enough power to light the LEDs at the front saying pray here.
RGB.
What do you mean it's not a stable place to put a temple on an ashened area?
Okay,
isn't it steel or something?
Tell them all that exactly. And let your parents go and spread the word of the coming of the flame of heaven.
Yeah, so that will actually help in terms of what the other missionaries are doing, because they've now got this group going out there and talking to the people from their point of view as well.
Yeah, we got the converts now.
That's it.
We got them. I'm going to turn to Don and say, I think we did something very important today. Beyond just, Cade. And I'm going to shake his shoulders and be like, you did well as well, Cade. All right, let's go. We need to find the Lord Captain, because this planet's going to blow up in 10 minutes, and it's not going. We don't want to be here.
Just part of the planet, not the whole
pedal
planet.
To the metal.
I hope not the whole planet.
Okay,
God
so
Emperor's put lead in your foot, Wallace. Make sure you use it correctly.
So you shortly thereafter, you're all back on the hand. So Miriam's boarded as well, along with her peck. You've got Cade and all these things on there. So pretty much, once you're done here, the hand is ready to depart as required. So you all three step onto the bridge, and all the bridge crew are basically at their post waiting for orders. You're still in a low orbit, a very low orbit, skimming the atmosphere in a bombardment
Nero
position.
is right over there at that gunnery console. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
This is his job. Who did you think was going to fire the guns?
So if you look in the books, actually, when a ship does do an all bombardment, it actually points its nose towards the surface rather than like a broadside. So it's a maneuver to get into the position. So effectively, for the people on the surface of the planet, it'll look like the ship is flying down towards the surface, but you're holding a stationary orbit in that position, bombarding from there. Are you on mute, Pondo?
I have to control the ship just a very particular way.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I was looking back at the rolls here, but the rolls to orbitally bombard are actually pretty hard, to be honest.
So it's you've
got time here.
Charging my laser, swoop to whoop sort of thing.
I mean, it's more the piloting to get into the position that the lasers won't be just lost in the atmosphere without getting the ship so close it gets pulled into the planet and crashes.
Yeah, that would be very bad. We don't want to do that.
Someone already did that.
Yeah, that's true.
How do you think the other guys got here?
So probably Shrain has been brought on board as well.
Oh, he's going to be pissed. I forgot. We have to probably kill him at some point.
And also the Death Watch, Vitrion. Vitrion's been brought on board. Yeah. The Silver Skulls are probably all board of the Manifest Destiny. Yeah, but there's still like a lot of the ecclesiarchal forces on the planet's surface that were bought with the Black Ship, which was destroyed. They're the ones working with the natives. All right, so everyone's like looking to you to give the order.
Yeah, the Pierre kind of just like looks at it and essentially gives Nero the thumbs up to go ahead.
All right, Nero.
Because he's going to try to hold in his sadness, seeing like the parts he could have gotten money from being destroyed.
For Nero, this is probably the most important shot he's going to make in his entire life. Because, of course, we don't want to sit here all day doing this. But also, if the whole thing explodes and cracks the whole planet open, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. So he takes his time, enhances Quadrant 3 to the maximum effect, and tries to fire direct.
Okay, so it is a ballistic skill test.
Oh boy.
It's minus 30 for an orbital bombardment.
Oh boy.
But you can do 2 space turns, so you spend literally an hour aiming for a plus 20. And I'm assuming that Pierre's going to tell you to do it better.
Yes, do not crack my planet in half, please.
So it's a 0 then.
I can still make profit off of it.
It's a flat 0, yes.
Yeah, I would prefer not to crack the planet open as well. Oh my god, I'm going to reroll. Make sure that the audience can see it. I roll
96
trash garbage.
You know, at the end of that, at the end of the Outer Wilds, or whatever it was, when you just fly into the sun, just like, okay.
So you fire all the macro cannons and the lance into and you literally do hit the anvil of war. It's not just like you hit around the anvil of war. You strike the ship directly. And there is the whole view screen goes white from the sort of from the initial blast explosion, because unlike in space, there's atmosphere that the lasers can ignite as well. So it's like a full-on mushroom cloud, even though the ship itself doesn't outright explode straight away. And it takes a few minutes for that light to fade out and then the smoke to fade away, and you can see effectively this massive borehole has been burrowed through the ship and into the ground beneath. And your etherics operator's like, Lord Captain, we're getting very centralized seismic activity from beneath the ship. It seems to be increasing in intensity. It goes at least 25 miles deep.
Right.
How deep is the core?
Well, all you knew is that the part that you could scan was that it went a mile down.
Yeah, but I meant the planet core. Even though I said the core really dramatically.
Oh, okay. The actual
I just want to make
core,
sure they're not like the planet's about to explode, and I'm like, fuck. 25 miles is deep, but I don't know if this is like an Earth adjacent planet or like
so the Earth, in the case of the Earth, it's 1,800 miles deep.
Yes.
So this would be so Regina 4 is slightly larger than the Earth.
All right.
Yep.
So Nero's just like, excellent. There was 0 problems with firing.
Yep. And you can see the ground around the ship starting to crack and break open as well. And the etherics operators there appears to be movement beneath the surface. Something big is rising.
Nero is just like he was congratulating himself, and now he gets the ship's microphone, and he's just like, prepare to reload all weapons, set condition 1 throughout the ship.
You start to see little green lights come up on the thing, indicating that individual macro cannon barrels have been reloaded. So effectively they very quickly, as they've been trained to a fault, are reloading and preparing for the next shot.
Master of scanning stuff. Get us a read on what we're looking at.
There appears to be an object approximately 23 miles in depth, about 140 miles in width, which is currently making its way towards the surface of the planet.
Sorry, did you say towards or away from the surface of the planet?
Like it's rising up from beneath.
Yep, okay, understood. You said 140 miles in length or meters?
Yes, miles.
Okay, just to be clear, that's like really long. That's like
yes,
100 times longer than us.
Yes.
Nero, keep firing.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Nero wants to zoom in, but he also just starts firing continuously.
All right. Yeah. So you start firing on this thing, and there's more bright flashes as well. And people are starting, like various console systems, people are starting to shout out what's going on. Whatever this is, it's big enough that it's pulling out of the surface is having like catastrophic effects on the planet itself. Yeah. Like this is like, it's not your shot, but literally whatever this is cracking the planet. Yeah. In its departure. It will certainly take, it will probably take a couple of hours at its current rate to break through and actually destroy the planet. But, it's more and more that's looking like the likely outcome here.
I think Nero's going to concentrate on shooting whatever passes for an engine block.
Okay.
To power the ship and drop it back down to the planet is better than watching it break the planet apart gravitationally.
Yep. You're on mute, Pondo.
At this point, Pierre just starts walking over to like the voxing station.
Yep.
And like just kind of pushes the guy to the side and starts trying to vox, send a ping over to the
Last Scion.
Anvil of Warm.
Okay. Oh, the Anvil of War is destroyed.
All right.
You would have to pretty much like if you're trying to reach the Last Scion, your best bet is to like broadcast on all frequencies.
I think he'll do that. Then he'll just start trying to if you could stop doing that, that would be greatly appreciated. We're trying to uphold the end of the deal here.
Okay. You get a response, which is a data packet of a decryption code.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
So someone like shouts, "Lord Captain, are we trying to evacuate anyone on the surface?"
Nero just laughs. Evacuate them with what?
We have shuttles. We have the lifters.
The planet is exploding.
How long would it take to get shuttles to pick up the colonists that we have there?
We could probably evacuate the colonists. Like we basically, the choice is you can either evacuate the colonists or like a profitable amount of the natives. Damn. Either or.
And they have the one competent colonist there. Damn it.
I mean, yeah. So Nero's just going to turn and say, doesn't Administrator Macarius Holt have any shuttle or something? We can spare one shuttle to bring him up, Lord Captain.
If you want to, you can just get Holt. That's fine.
Yeah, we have more than
that's fine. Yeah,
we have larger than normal shuttle complement on board, if you remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
Send a shuttle to get Holt, and then send a shuttle to get some of the natives up here.
All right, Nero's going to turn and just be like, "Someone call Holt and tell him to prepare himself and his family and closest friends to get on a shuttle. Don't bring anything except what's literally valuable."
Okay. So I just want to put on the table what's actually the choice, what the binary choice is here, because if you leave the rest of the colonists, when you're getting more colonists in the future, the story may get out that you abandoned colonists, in order to seek profit. Alternatively, if you save the colonists, you lose out on the profit that you get.
Don't worry, I got us covered.
Okay, all right, no worries. I just wanted to make sure that everything was on the table.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. No, I understand.
Okay. An object you can now see once like the latest blast of light comes through has reached the surface of the planet. I'm going to just share. It's obvious this picture is in space, but this is roughly what the thing looks like.
Oh, well, if you want to...
What is it?
It looks like
Pondo?
Looks like it's a
chaos ship.
That's not a chaos ship. No, it's a Blackstone fortress.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait. Doesn't Nero know what that is? Because he's Acadian.
Well, Katie hasn't been destroyed by a Blackstone Fortress yet.
Yeah, but it's been attacked by Blackstone Fortresses before, right?
Yeah, it has been once before, yes. Sorry. Yeah.
So I mean, he's looking at this thing and he's just like...
Without actually knowing what they are, like Nero's probably seen it before, but your assumption would be then it's actually it's a chaos vessel, because the only time the Imperium is encountered is when a Baden used in his 13th Black Crusade.
Yeah, so Nero is just like, it's a fucking chaos vessel, so it's going to be nearly impervious to our weaponry.
I mean, yeah, it's like I said, it's hundreds of times the length of your ship as well. You're a dot to it effectively. Yeah, something like the helmsman without being ordered is like moving out of its way.
Get the planet between us and them.
Okay, so that's what's coming out from. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Effectively, it needed you to pop the top. So, and
oh my God, Lord, by the God Emperor, Lord Captain, I can't believe this Xenos lied to us. Man, Inquisitor Shrain is going to be so pissed.
Shrain's right here.
But yeah, he's in a medical room somewhere. Yeah. So.
Oh, okay. I thought he was here.
So Nero is just going to get on a comms and be like, Inquisitor Shrain to the captain's ready room. Inquisitor Shrain to the captain's ready room.
It's probably, you get a response from our hospital. We only just got him back under again. Do we need to?
No, let him be.
Inform us as soon as he's awake.
Once this thing is basically clear of the planet's atmosphere, it enters a warp portal straight away. Like in fact, you see like it's got some sort of warp drive, unlike the Necron ships, which can just teleport. Effectively, a gigantic warp portal opens up, which causes even more apocalyptic conditions for the planet, given it's warping right next to the planet. And like you can actually see like parts of the planet which have been torn up into the atmosphere are being now sucked into the warp portal as well, as this thing disappears through the gateway.
Going to be generations to fix that.
Yeah. What follows is probably about half an hour to an hour of coordinating whatever efforts you can to get people off the planet before the planet finally loses its atmosphere. As it starts to break up to the point that the atmosphere bleeds off into space, and anything still left on the planet will surely be dead now.
Oh, my prophet.
Someone did the Korg line. I love it.
I was gonna do it myself, but he already beat me to it. I still say it anyway. Lord Captain, as long as the foundations are still there, we can rebuild this place.
And at that point, the planet actually splits down the middle and breaks up into like 4 or 5 large chunks.
Then explodes. Just like
it doesn't explode. There is a firestorm as the atmosphere ignites.
Wow, Lord Captain, that's going to be a big hit in our budget.
You have no idea.
Well, we do have a bunch of, nulls to sell now. Wow, there are a bunch of ecclesiarchy down there that died. Yeah, we're probably in a lot of trouble.
Oh,
wow,
yeah,
Shrain is going to be so pissed.
I mean, it depends what you tell him what happened, really, doesn't it?
I'm going to look around the bridge to see if Nokul Quarrel is here.
I know he's not, no.
All right, so I'm gonna go over ship's comms and summon him to the captain's ready room, where I'm going to be waiting for him.
Okay, no worries. Just you, or are you taking
just me. I have a private conversation to have with him.
Okay.
Me and him got beef.
Oh, so did we leave the ecclesiarchy down there?
They were supposed to convert the colonists.
Yeah, there was a small mission of sisters from so Goneril was probably already off planet. But there were probably some
I mean, the captain is like, what the hell is so I'm trying to comprehend what just happened here. So it wasn't a Necron ship, it was a Chaos ship?
There was probably a Chaos ship underneath the Necron ship, underneath the Anvil of War.
Okay. That
Wait,
sounds
aren't
right.
Blackstone pyramids Necron anyway?
So Blackstone is a Necron substance, but that's not known at this point in time. So
Yeah,
like
but
Blackstone,
we might not know that, but that is what actually happened.
Yeah, for the audience benefit, Blackstone fortresses are Necron tier technology mixed with Eldar technology.
Mixed with chaos.
No, there's actually there's no chaos in them really.
Chaos pilot them, but they're not built by chaos. We're covered.
That was an interesting series of events.
But you at least got your decryption code now.
I guess I do. Oh, that's
Now Nero's going to be so smug about the Lord Captain trusting an alien. He's got his malefactum Xenos on him right there, and he's just like, "Yep." Lord Captain says right here, don't trust him.
It was literally like the alien wanted to be blown up by a tremendously large laser from a fucking spaceship. So I mean, like,
yeah, there's no way we could have known, but in the end, Pierre is the one who's responsible for all of this.
But I also love the idea that it's just like, well, yes, I wanted to kill you, and now you're saying you want me to kill you? I don't see how I have a problem with that. Like, I don't know.
This seems a bit different. If this thing was underneath, have the reports saved so I can review them later.
Yes.
So maybe I can make sense of what had just happened at the moment. Someone get to decrypting that message, please.
All right. Nero, you in the room when Coral slinks in.
James, allow me to set the scene for you.
Okay, no worries. Yep.
The room is dim to the point of almost being dark, like a shitty bar. And there's a single desk lamp that Nero is shining towards the entrance so that when Nokul comes in, that's all he sees. And he hears Nero say in the darkness, "So good to see you again, Nokul. Please sit down." And he follows him with the desk lamp as he moves.
All right. He slides into a chair.
Nero turns the lamp off, lets the dimness go all around, and says, "Nokul, what's your job on board this ship?"
You know that I'm the master of whispers.
Yes, but what does that mean? Really, what is gathering rumors for the Lord Captain's benefit useful for? Would you say that discipline on this ship is a large part in due to your efforts?
I would say that when discipline begins to fail, I'm the first one to know about it. I'm the first one to raise it.
I see. When were you going to tell me about the rumors that I was the one who blew up the ship?
What? I haven't heard. What ship?
This ship. After the explosion in the Armory Bay. Remember the one caused by the rogue Deathwatch agent?
You mean the... So I was aware that you were the last person to leave the gunnery deck, but there is no rumor. There is no one else was aware of that other than myself and the Lord Captain.
Cut back to when he told Pierre that Nero was there were rumors that Nero was responsible.
Well, he's saying that it was possible that Nero was responsible, that he shouldn't be discounted. Yeah.
There was no rumors. It was just him thinking that was the possibility.
So he was uniquely aware of that situation, and he controlled that rumor so that it didn't become a rumor. He controlled that information and instead gave it to Pierre exclusively, but didn't bring it to Nero at the time.
Nero's still upset with him.
Yeah.
That's not how Nero sees it. So Nero is just like, I have a job for you, Nokul. I'm very upset with you. Why would you ever suspect me?
I suspect everybody.
It's terrible. You can suspect everyone but me and Pierre. Maybe Dawn. Keep an eye on her.
It's his job to suspect everybody, though.
Yes, but that's bad for shipboard discipline. if you suspect me. Look, Nokel, I'm not going to mince words with you here. Obviously, what just happened on that planet was very bad. It
I
exploded.
have not seen what happened on that planet. No.
Well, you're going to be part of what we call a social media messaging campaign.
Go on.
I would like you to speak with all the members of the bridge staff and any gunnery crew members and Auspex members that might have any inclination of what actually happened, and make sure they know not to talk about it. And I'm going to hold you responsible for crafting a new idea of what happened there before Inquisitor Shrane hears about it, because if Inquisitor Shrane hears what happens, the truth of what happens, we will probably be in a lot of trouble.
Well, information control is my specialty.
Well, then get out of here and start doing your job.
So do we have a story that we need to produce, or shall I create something?
I would prefer to see your work. Just know that, well, your job is riding on it.
Allow me to at least interview the bridge crew first to see what they saw.
Please. Having just one more person know. How could it hurt?
Well, I mean, the bridge people saw it happen.
Yes, I know, but now he's going to know what happened.
Yep. Pierre, a person comes back to you with the data slate where they said we've decrypted the message. We haven't played it yet, though. We left it for you.
I guess he just goes to his ready room or his office.
On his own?
I believe so.
Okay. Allow me to play you what the message says.
Pierre, my son, I hope this message finds you well. I'm sorry that I couldn't deliver it to you in person, but I failed to destroy the Last Scion. My death is the only way I can think to guarantee you get here to receive this message. If what they've told me about you is true...
Is it playing? I can't hear it.
...one of the only people in the Expanse that can end this threat. It was only recently that I began to realize how insidious the Last Scion was, and how much control it has had over me.
Oh, I think I know what the issue is.
My mind has been corrupted by an alien influence, and it has given me terrible understanding.
No, I don't know what the issue is.
When I came to understand just how damned we were, I resolved that if I could not bring myself to destroy the Scion, that maybe the only choice was to destroy everyone that had come in contact with it. And now, that includes myself. I wanted to send this last message to you so that you would understand how important you are. The Inquisition were always very secretive about your and Evangeline's father. I tried to get close to a few Inquisitors to learn more, but all lines of investigation ended with a dead Inquisitor Lord named Flavian. The insight I have been given by the Scion has unravelled the mystery for me, but has unravelled my mind in the process. There is an incredible machine at work of cause and effect, aspects of the universe that seem insignificant, and yet when followed to their conclusion, produce vast outcomes that are only possible to understand in hindsight, or with foresight. I have seen the machine for which you are the centerpiece, and I have seen the one that revolves around your sister. I fear, Pierre, that the Last Scion will be one of the easier challenges you will face. You, and the people you wish to draw to you, will face enemies in situations that threaten all of mankind. In the God Emperor's name, I wish that I could put all I know into words, but even language fails to capture the ephemeral things that I somehow know. There is only one piece of advice that I can give you, my son. You must find your sister, and you must do whatever you can to stop her before she destroys everything. You are our only hope. Finally, let me say that I know our relationship has not been that of a typical mother and son, so I won't use words like love or affection. But I will say that I know something of the man you may become, and that knowledge fills me with pride in my final hours. May the God Emperor watch over you, and if he will still have me at his side, then I shall too. Your mother, Angelique Cowles. End recording and encode.
All right, Pondo, I did put the MP3 file in the Discord for you if you want to listen to it on your own. So we'll
I'm listening
cut
right
back.
now.
Okay, we'll cut back to the others then. So, Coral is speaking with the crew and starting to make some notes in like a little sort of little pocket book of his. And you know, as he's talking to the various sort of crew members, he's sort of like very much. You hear him say like, "Is that what you saw, or is that what you think you saw?" A lot of the time as well.
I feel like every time he asks that question, Nero drifts into view.
But yeah, so he'll be working on that. So everyone that could have been brought aboard is brought aboard. Is there anything that you two want to do while Pierre is off listening to his own private message?
So many things, James. So many things. I'll give Don an opportunity first if there's anything.
At this point, would have the armor arrived?
Yes.
The power armor?
Yep.
Okay. Well, she's probably like looking at that, I guess. I don't know. That's kind of the hotness, right? Like, so.
Yeah. So you've got your assist now, so you can probably get, although it's traditional that like, so Sisters of Battle normally would only have their own like a novitiates system in armoring as such, which is often people that have failed to become full sisters for whatever reason as such. So you probably do have like an armory person as such that would help you with donning the armor as such. So she'll probably be assisting you in going through that process. Yeah, and Goneril probably you get a knock on the door at some point, and your servant goes there and basically comes back and says, "It's Canoness Goneril to see you."
Oh, okay. I feel like I'm appropriately dressed.
Okay. She comes in. She's gone back to wearing her eye patch rather than her cyber eye. Sister Dawn, I have heard that something terrible has happened, that we have lost many of our forces on the planet.
Yes, from the vantage point that I had of the accident, it seemed very unfortunate what happened. I mean, the wrath of these creatures is staggering.
So it was the Xenos that did this.
And that Xenos clawed his way out of that planet's core like the vermin he is and destroyed everything that we have grown there.
I heard weapons fire. It's did we destroy it?
Unfortunately, no. The creature seems to have escaped without any real damage to it as far as I can see. Though I'm not really an expert in those matters, so perhaps you should talk to Nero about such things if you want to know the extent of the weapon's effect on the creature.
If you would please, Sister Dawn, I would like to have access to your ship's astropathy so I can send a message to the Abbey regarding the loss of so many sisters.
I mean, James, do I even have the authority to like approve such a thing?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, certainly. You're one of the key officers of the ship.
It's like, I see no reason why we shouldn't pass on the news. Please go ahead.
I guess the only question out of character is whether you guys want to try and control the information a bit longer. But
I mean, I haven't had any sit down, and
okay, nice.
Dawn as herself is more in line to pass on grievances, mournings.
I mean, Goneril is like the second highest member of the ecclesiarchy in the sector, so yeah, she certainly got high authority anyway.
Yeah.
All right, you saw that, Napondo?
Yep, I listened to it and I got it.
Okay, cool. All right. So what does Pierre do once you finish with that message?
I think you'll have a essentially a message sent out to Miriam that she would like to see her at her earliest convenience.
Okay. And you get alone? Is the response? Question mark? Alone? Question mark? Okay.
Yes. I need to be have my Miriam time apparently because everybody else has had it.
Aww.
So I hear you've been
Plus,
talking
it is
about my
something that-
seed, huh?
So shortly thereafter, there's a knock at your door, and Miriam comes in. Lord Captain,
Yes.
Is everything all right? I heard weapons fire. I heard horrible things. Did the bombardment go successfully?
Yes and no. I am going to review what the damage is and what exactly has happened in this scenario. Regina 4 is gone. Well, in multiple pieces. And there appears to have been something else that was holding
The
within
planet is gone.
Yes.
She makes a sign of the Aquila. I don't understand, but well, what is it you need me for?
I want to ask a question about I want to ask if you can help me find my sister, the last of my kin.
I mean, may I ask why?
At the moment, I don't feel, you must forgive me, I don't feel too privy to answer that.
So, finding out what happened to her is within my ability, but you have to understand that once someone is tied to the ecclesiarchy, it's like when a child joins a Space Marine chapter. You know, she could no longer return to your family as a Space Marine could return to his parents' farm.
You misread my intent. I don't need her to return. I need to find her perhaps as soon as possible.
Well, she would have been sent to one of the abbeys in the Calixis sector. I'm sure with some time and inquiries, I can find out where she went. She's probably taken a new name. It's common for sisters to take a new name upon joining the order.
Of course. Whatever you can pull I'd be grateful for. And would I become aware that she's going to be leaving the Hand of Calixis?
So you would have reviewed some stuff. Basically, effectively, she's been assigned back to one of the abbeys, and effectively you're being paid to transport her back to Footfall.
Yes. I'll inform you that I'll be gladly to take you to your new assignment. It is a shame that I'll be losing you, but ultimately you have to go where you must.
Has Nero and Dawn spoken with you about our last conversation?
No, what was...
Well,
did you...
I feel that my new assignment is potentially punishment for digging a little bit too deep. And as such, I'll be remaining in contact with your crewmen because I believe that there is a wider conspiracy going on in place at which you are in some way at the center. Something that goes back to Pendagust's predecessor, Inquisitor Lord Flavian.
Well, whenever you feel privy to let me in on it, feel free.
I mean, you know what I know basically is that Nero has been pushing me to try and secure you a match for an heir, and somebody with great authority has scuttled those efforts for whatever reason, and only recently too. And then, as I said, when I inquired too far, I've been reassigned. So I plan to find out who is behind this and why.
Very well. If you get a chance, I suppose leave a list of potential ones that you find most keen, and I'll see if I can speak or barter a deal with them.
I think you misunderstand that you have been marked persona non grata among the Famulus.
Out of character, would I know what that means?
Well, I mean, it just means, I mean, it's a term which means person without grace, but it basically means that you are not untouchable. You know, the order's families have been told to not barter any relationship. Yeah.
Oh, it took away your bone zone card.
Yep.
Well, that is, I suppose, quite an issue then. If there's any other need that you would require me, just let me know. I'll do what I can.
Of course. If there's anything I can do while I'm on the ship to help as well, please let me know. I know there are people that are still injured. I know you have hospitalized and sisters, but if the planet is destroyed and if anyone needs help, even if it's just a matter of faith, I would like to help.
I believe at the moment, I imagine Nero is working right now to try to keep what happened to the planet under wraps as much as possible. Faith would not be the worst thing they could get right now if they were not injured.
Very good.
And again, if you can find anything about my sister, please let me know as soon as possible.
Oh, that's harsh from Pathfinder. The mutants on board the ship that Nero hasn't managed to kill have a better chance of marrying a royal than Pierre.
I like the fact that you think there's any mutants left alive.
All right, she leaves.
I guess that's it.
Okay. Any other scenes that people need?
So many scenes, James.
Okay. Please begin.
Nero is walking down a corridor, and he's got his enemy book, and he's tearing out the page with the current list of top enemies, and he's rewriting Sarvis Trask, Janko Scourge, and Bastille at the top 3. Then he turns and knocks on Ivy's door.
All right. There's you hear like a flurry of motion, and then the door is sort of like swung open quite rapidly as well, and Ivy's there. Hello, Nero, right? Nero Bullet.
Nero slams his notebook shut and tucks it in a pouch and says, "I had requested a meeting with you, Ivy. I heard you were a very interesting person, but you seem to have refused all of my requests, so I thought perhaps I would come to you."
Oh, I'm sorry. I've been busy.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question first?
Yes.
I understand that you have multiple names, not just Nero Bullet. Is that right? What was your full name?
Consider them something like nicknames or titles. My emperor-given name is Nero Julius Augustus Bullet.
Okay, wait. So she pulls out a data slate and writes this down. Yes. What else have you?
Oh, do you want the titles and nicknames?
Oh yes, everything.
Yes, but I believe I sent them earlier in my first missive to you. But I would say Nero the Blade.
Oh, so, okay. So just those ones, the ones in the missive.
Yes.
And then your full
all
name
of the
then.
other ones are Akkadian curse words. So
okay. Well, give me just 1 second. And she taps away at the data slate for probably like 25 seconds before looking up. Okay, excellent. Good. Come in, please.
Okay.
It's a bit messy for what you'd expect a tech priest's chambers to look like. You know, there's lots of things around, lots of books that are just sort of like lying on surfaces rather than stacked up or anything. Various machinery in bits of disassemblement. There are 2 cyber mastiffs in here as well, just like sitting down in repose effectively. Now, would you like a seat? And she sort of like pushes stuff off a seat and clears it for you.
Nero will sit down. He's super weirded out by this.
What was it you wanted to meet about?
I heard that you were an interesting person and that we might get along, but also I am sort of informally the chief of staff around this ship, and you have an important position.
Yes, I've heard a lot of people have spoken about you in many positive ways.
Really? That
is
surprising.
not trying to insult you. I'm being honest.
Yes. So what do you do, Ivy, that makes people so amused by you?
Amused by me?
Yes. I mean, I heard that you were a very entertaining person to be around.
I am the omniscient congregator of the ship.
Yes, I know that.
Which is not unlike a missionary insofar as I'm a go-between between the tech priests who often have no discernible personality and the people of the ship who often struggle with such types. So I have received all the training of a tech magos, but my personality has not yet been surgically removed. And so hopefully I can help the people of the ship better understand the cult of the machine god and ensure continued, happy, fruitful, functioning work together until people push servitors into machinery, which is unfortunate, but quite easily managed. And of course, the Lord Captain was very kind to allow me to reclaim the individual involved. And so therefore our server complement is back to full strength.
You're very emotional.
That she could servitor that guy yet.
Sorry?
I don't remember saying that she could servitor that guy yet.
Well, you didn't say no outright.
I was wanting to get investigated first.
Yeah, she took it as tacit approval.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, you're saying about
You're
my
very
emotions?
emotional for a tech priest, yes.
I've always thinking of multiple things at once, and sometimes that makes me come across a little bit sort of scattered. But trust me, you have the full undivided attention of one side of my brain.
I have a question for you.
Yes?
I was given a vision by a servant of the God Emperor in which the machine spirit spoke to me. I wish to know, and he pulls out his heavy bolter and puts it on the table, the name of the machine spirit of this weapon. We have been bonded, we have served together. In the dream, it gave its life for me.
Okay. May I?
Yes.
May I look at it? Okay.
Yes.
She starts and she never really touches it. She looks over it and lets you and she multiple times asks you to turn it and hold up and move it. And she gets out a notepad and you notice she's writing down every single thing which is written on the gun. So, everything to do with it's safe.
Just a reminder, he has the Angelique Cowles charm on the end of the gun.
So he examines that, and so she examines that, and she spends probably a good 10 minutes looking at everything and makes copious notes. She gets out a tape measure and measures parts of the gun as well.
Nero is fascinated by this process.
And then she sits back and taps away at her data pad for a while, and she looks quite shocked actually when she sort of concludes. She says, "Wow, this is a very special weapon you have here."
Yes.
If you had to give it a name, I would say that all of this resolves with a name of one or I in the old tongue.
As in the letter I, referring to oneself.
Well, as in...
Or the Roman numeral 1.
Yes, the High Gothic numeral indicating the number 1.
Fascinating.
Yeah, check my work, and she hands you this data pad. It's just full of mathematical equations, and right at the bottom is equals 1, down the very bottom.
I apologize. Your mastery of what I'm assuming is either numerology or binary cant is so far beyond my understanding and scope of zero that I cannot possibly hope to attain the level of enlightenment that you have in this regard. I'm afraid that when it comes to this heavy bolter, its physical use during combat is more my speciality.
Oh, she wanders over to a table and picks up a small brown book and passes it to you. This could get you started. It is The Mathematics of Machinery is the title of the book.
Oh my god. Very well. I will read this book. I thank you, IV.
And would you do me a favor?
Perhaps. What is it?
Please take very good care of that fine weapon. It has a destiny which may outshine your own. You never know.
Nero turns toward the camera, smiles, and says, "It has taken care of me." Then he walks away.
Okay, no worries.
This is weird.
You got the last word. That's all you needed.
Wow. I don't know where this Nero got the last word thing came from, but I might lean into it now.
I mean, you've been doing it pretty much every time.
That might just be me, not Nero.
Yes.
Next up, we got Nero writing a letter, and we see him saying, Sargon, the extent of my capability in combat is hampered by my inability to detect an enemy and also fight in melee combat. I understand that you were trained in the Cadician regimental ways. I was hoping that you might assist me in learning those ways to enhance my own suite of combat abilities. Sincerely, Nero, the last word, Julius Augustus Bullet. And then he like stuffs it under her door. Wow, that actually sounds like a really good like merc name or something, where they're like, they call him the last word, and everyone's like, oh, the last word, that's so cool, how'd he get it? And then they're like,
like even normal conversations like, goodbye Nero, and then you're like, yes, goodbye, and he's like, yes, goodbye Nero, and then you're like, yes, goodbye. It's like, Nero, I have to go now. It's like, I understand.
No, you hang up first.
So, for the purposes, by the way, I got to say, of playing Ivy, I just found like some cheap online numerology system where you can put people's names in to get details.
Perfect.
So putting in Nero's full name, his key personality traits are secretive, dependable, practical.
That all sounds correct.
His associated tarot card is the Emperor.
Still correct.
And his sole urge is to be the leader of a family or others, and to work as an accomplished person, be a winner and appreciate what you're doing.
That's fucking insane. Now I see how people fall down this rabbit hole.
Yes.
Strangely accurate for total bullshit.
Right. You want to be popular and appreciated.
Is there anything in there about manufacturing T-shirts or anything like that?
Look, come on, you can't ask too much out of numerology.
I mean, it's like any sort of, it's so broad, it could fit to anybody pretty much. But yeah.
The next scene, I think, is Nero meeting with Pierre.
Whereabouts?
Oh, wow, probably not the like a private meeting room, not the captain's ready room, but like someplace.
Okay. So you've requested a meeting, sort of thing.
Yes.
Okay.
I guess Pierre shows up as he's gotten used to the sudden Nero meetings.
Nero's not in his carapace, and he doesn't have any of his weapons on him. He's wearing like black t-shirt with a band name on it and like jeans. Pierre, Lord Captain, obviously we're all still processing what happened during the incident.
Yes, I'm still looking into that.
My understanding from Miriam is that we're headed back to Footfall to drop her off.
Was it the Footfall?
Yes.
Some reason I thought it was Port Wonder.
Well, if you want to take it to Port Wonder, you can. But she's only been paid to Footfall. Like they're not making you come back into the expanse.
Okay.
She can wait for a ship on Footfall if you want to take her all the way. I mean, if you want to, you could take her all the way to the Abbey of the Dawn because you do have some stuff you want to find out there as well. But that is going back into the Calixis sector.
About my sister. Yeah.
Lord Captain, there are things. There's a place I need to go to in the Imperium, and I wanted to request leave. However far the ship will take me, I'd appreciate it, but I need to go to the planet Sephira Secundus to speak with someone.
About Are you going to a concert?
No, Lord Captain, I'm afraid that it's a little bit more serious than that.
Go on.
Well, I was hoping that I could use the Acquire to speak with the Imperial Governor on the planet, Queen Celine Lakima III of Sephira Secundus. You might know that I received many offers for my Gene Seed, and I was hoping to start a conversation with her and perhaps drop by the planet.
Would you like me to be there to help delegate?
Well, I'm honestly honored that you would think that you would take your ship so far into the Imperium when there's clearly so much that you need to do.
At the moment, I need to go back to the Imperium as well. I need to go speak with the Abbey of the Dawn.
I would be honored if we could stop at Sephira Secundus along the way. Whether I drop off my Gene Seed or not, I want to see the planet that could be the home to my future progeny.
If I can just call the player's attention to the map on the Roll20.
Yep.
Just to show you. So Port Wander is basically down here, down the bottom of the Crussus Marches.
Okay.
So Scintilla, which is the capital where you came from, is up here. Iacanthus, which has the Abbey of the Dawn, is just next to that. And Sephira Secundus is up here in the same area in the Golgana Reach. So they're all sort of in like a 1 week trip of each other in that Golgana Reach area.
Okay. So Port Wonder is on the way to?
Yes.
We have to
go back through Port Wander to make it back to Scintilla.
Yeah, this is the Calixis sector, not the Koronus Expanse you're looking at in that map.
Right. Correct. Okay. So Port Wander is here, which we'll go.
We can take Miriam all the way back to where she's going to when you go to investigate your sister.
Okay.
That sounds good. Her off. So Nero looks deeply impressed because he doesn't actually know that these planets are so close together. It makes sense. So he says, Lord Captain, allow me once again to express my loyalty to you and the Cowles lineage, and to express my admiration even though the planet was consumed in a massive fireball, I still honestly believe it was a pretty successful venture. We didn't all die, and none of us were mind controlled.
Yes. We're at least able to save Holt and some of the gnolls,
yes,
so we can start anew.
Yes.
Though I have different plans for them than just selling them off as indentured servants.
Perfect. I mean, I've acquired Cade, by the way.
He was yours to begin with.
Well, I was just borrowing him. I fully intended to give him back, but he wishes to serve.
Oh, so. I thought you were just going to keep him. I didn't realize that you didn't want to keep him. But
I don't know if you know this, Lord Captain, but I don't really believe in owning people. I mean, where I come from, it's not really a thing that we do.
I think Pierre's like Ghost about to say something, then just stops himself.
Right. I understand, sir. It's just I feel strongly about it. Cade has signed up as a member of the crew fully, rather than just, well, a child that we're training. And his Gothic is getting quite good.
That's good to hear. Nero,
Yes.
What I have planned for these gnolls that we picked up as we're going to rebuild is to develop them into special forces soldiers.
Would I know about Calixis assassins?
You know about Imperial assassins. You probably don't know necessarily about their particular powers. I'd say that if you want to, you can make a common law war roll at -20.
You know, I actually am pretty good at that, so I do want to do that.
I don't know if Pierre knows about the Calixis assassins either.
Right, but
I think we discussed it. Me and there was like a certain type of assassin that I was curious about, which was the Calixis ones, which they are pretty much a bunch of nulls that are meant to combat the Psychers.
I'll reroll that using fate. I've got plenty. Took a really long time to roll. Oh, well, never mind.
So what I will say is you are aware that gnolls can be used as assassins, but you're not specifically aware about the
like
Calixis
weaponized.
temple.
All right, so yeah, Nero nods and says, I have heard that such creatures can be weaponized. Perhaps we should seek out someone who knows how to do these things privately.
Yes, I was going to do some digging as to that. But like I said, I would have to rebuild another colony, which is a pain in the ass to do. I read it in the source book.
Yes.
And it cost money to do it, which is a really big shame, because I already had one there that was going to do it. But that planet went into a crumble, and now I'm here.
I heard something from Dawn that I believe we can use as the cover story. I've already tasked Nokul with coming up with something, but we could say that instead of us shooting at it and perhaps accidentally freeing it, that we saw it coming out and went to investigate and then shot at it while it was leaving. That would explain the entire situation with just a hour shift in the time frame.
That was not Dawn lying, by the way.
Yeah, I know you weren't lying, but that Nero's like, it's close enough to the truth that could be the lie.
That could be an option for now.
Sneezes in the inner room just for some reason. It's like, I feel like someone's talking about me.
That could be an option for now. The only thing I'm worried about is the fact that I let colonists go.
Yes,
go in order
citizens.
to maintain profit, but
Lord Captain, I have served on many battlefields and many ships. You will be asked to make terrible choices in the future. Sometimes there will be no positive outcome.
Indeed.
This is a test. There's one more thing, Lord Captain.
Yes.
Anissa Pendergast is behind many of the events that have been happening. I had thought she was perhaps some form of an ally, but it would seem that she is almost certainly an enemy.
Yes, Miriam told me. Were you keeping it a secret?
I simply hadn't chosen the time to speak with you yet.
Yes, Miriam gave me the briefing of the situation. Her new assignment is more of a punishment rather than proper. But
my suspicion is that Anissa Pendergast knows the identity of your progenitor, your father, and as an identite, she is hoping to choose whom you spawn with so as to guide your progeny correctly. She's trying to put you in a box. And while in the Imperium that would be perfectly fine, you are the Lord Captain, and what she is doing is a very serious problem. I suspect that she will probably stop at nothing to acquire your genetic material for her own use.
Well, we'll see if she gets in contact, if she actually does care. So again, nothing is stopping me from sharing my
with whomever
genetic
you
code when
choose.
I will.
Yes, yes.
I love the idea. There's like, Lord Captain, I propose a hot date.
You weren't here. Nero already did that. Nero stands up and says, "Protect your balls, Lord Captain," as he walks out.
I've never heard such true words in my life.
Any other scenes you would like?
Nero invites Riani to lunch.
Okay.
This is the last one.
Okay. All right.
And then I told the Lord Captain, protect your balls.
So Riani joins you for lunch.
Riani,
Yes.
last time we spoke, you had mentioned that you felt something wrong about the planet.
Yes.
Do you still feel that now that the planet's exploded?
No, to be honest.
Okay.
At that moment, it was.
I have my suspicions.
Did you just ask her if she feels any different now that the planet is destroyed?
Is there anything I can help you with, Nero?
No, I just wanted to have a pleasant coworker lunch and check up with you. You haven't been on screen for like 8 episodes, so I really felt like for that, some people are into this sort of fan service material of us having conversations with people over lunch.
That's right. Yeah, I'm trying to upgrade from guest stars from yeah, from also featuring or also starring.
Right. Get Peter Dinklage's name at the front of the cast list rather than the back. Riani, we're about to make a number of jumps, a large number of jumps, and we'll be traveling for some time. So I hope that you'll be prepared.
Yes, I have had this journey has been good experience with the difficulties we faced with the last few jumps. I think that it's prepared me for this ship and this life. I'm ready.
Okay.
And now without this distraction to this planet held in the warp. No, I know it sounds terrible, but
well, you did warp a bulkhead and almost set the ship on fire. The other ship. It was bad.
Izarin had done worse in his time, I'm sure.
Well, I can't say who's better, but I hope that one day you will become better than him.
That's the hope. No, that's the plan.
What do you know about what happened with the planet Riani? Have you spoken with anyone that was there when it happened?
So Coral passed out some information. Mm-hmm. I understand that as we left, or as we were boarding the ship, the thing, whatever it was we were finding there, tried to tear its way out of the planet. We tried to shoot on it to stop it from damaging the planet, but it rent its way. It rent its way free and escaped, and the planet was destroyed in the process. I know we did everything we could to save the people.
Yes. What do you know about Blackstone fortresses?
I read a little bit about the Gothic Wars, that the arch-heretic Abaddon, the spoiler, utilized 3 to destroy a world, that they were subsequently destroyed themselves. They are some sort of ancient alien technology that the forces of chaos were able to somehow gain control of. The Imperium did control one for a time before it was stolen by Abaddon, but they're highly secretive.
When it entered the warp, did you see or sense anything?
I certainly felt, well, I could see the opening of the rift that it entered. I could see its size at the time, but it was not. It was like any other. It was not unlike any other warp gate. Just it's significantly larger and significantly close to a inhabited world.
Could you open a warp gate like that not that size, but close to an inhabited world to use as a sort of weapon.
Such things have been done before. So it's not the navigator which opens the gate; it's the warp drive of the ship.
Yes.
So, but yeah, certainly opening a warp gate too close to the planet can have both damaging consequences for the planet and the ship that tries to do so.
Can you research ways to mitigate the damage to the ship?
Of course, I'll look into it. I'm sure this is an angle which has been researched before, so there'll be texts available on the topic.
Perfect. And try this tomato basil soup.
She takes them. Is that the end of the scene then?
Yep, that's it. That's Nero's last line.
No worries. Okay. So as a final scene, we see we're in space and we see a ship we've seen in one previous scene, a Chaos cruiser hanging in the darkness of the void. The ticket the ticker at the bottom shows Station 13 as a location. And then on board the ship, we see a regular man being escorted by two heretic Astartes, clad in dark grey armor, yellow and black chevrons adorning their shoulders, as they walk him into a chamber which is filled with all sorts of mechanical and alchemical machinery, some sort of heretic tech marine working at a bench. He looks up as the man is escorted over and says, "Have you found the information I requested?" The man nods and places on the table 4 photographs. One shows Pierre, one shows Nero, one shows Dawn. The 4th one is surreptitiously covered by the man's hand.
But it's Evangeline. We know it's Evangeline.
Yes, these are the ones the marionette wants. I've confirmed it. Says these are the ones we must kill. Once they are dead, the crusade can continue. And then we see back outside the ship again as a dozen more warp gateways open up and a fleet of Chaos ships flies into real space. And then it goes to black and the title Rogue Trader, A Tide of Iron appears, coming soon.
Title drop.
Ooh.
Incredible.
I mean, obviously the 4th picture is the 4th member of the cast. That's just
that we don't have yet.
Also, I love the idea that the first episode that comes back is a space mushrooms episode where we're all locked in space. The only food we have left is like mushrooms, which give us all like LSD trips and stuff like that.
Yeah, so. but it's also the flashback episode where half of it is us covering what happened in season 1 and showing not only who we are and who our personalities are, but how we've changed slightly since the last season.
Yep, that's it. And then at the end, we all learn to hate mushrooms equally.
There's got to be a couple of NPCs, like minor NPCs, that vastly changed personality because we couldn't get the same actor back, and so they've been background changed to a different actor. But
I am Spartacus.
You mean like Rhodey from Iron Man?
Yeah, that's right. The mountain from Game of Thrones.
No, listen. Rhodey from Iron Man
died though. That's the reason they had to change the actor.
Rhodey from Iron Man to Iron Man 2 is the greatest transition in all of history because the beginning of Iron Man 2 is him going, "Look, it's me. I'm here. Let's do this." Instead of being like, "You're obviously not Rhodes." He's just like, "I'm Rhodes. Let's go, Iron Man."
I honestly, it took me like 1.5 movies to realize that was the same character.
I was immediately like really confused that like Iron Man 2 is like that he says he's Rhodey, but that's not Rhodey. Where's Terrence Howard?
The Spartacus.
Then it clicked to me. It's like they couldn't afford Terrence Howard, could they?
No. So here's the thing: Terrence Howard was the first actor they hired for Iron Man, and they paid him way more than everybody else. And he wanted to keep that top billing in Iron Man 2, and they were like, "No, we're gonna pay Iron Man more." And he's like, "No, And he was like, I thought for sure that would work. And they were like, nah, we got Don Cheadle on the phone. Get the fuck out.
I mean, the thing with the whole MCU was that they just, when Iron Man was that first big success, and they're like, hey, let's just take this film and redo it ad nauseum until people get sick of it, and that'll be the MCU. You know, like it had all these Marvel films before that didn't link up, and then suddenly that was a success story, and they stuck with that and continued it. So they probably didn't know they were going to have, you know, get all those same actors back again, because at that point in time they were still doing one-off films. I mean, they'd done the Hulk as well, but that still had mixed reviews. So,
have you heard of the Avengers Initiative?
Exactly.
So the Spartacus joke you made, the reason why they changed actors because that actor actually died.
He died.
Cancer.
I think of cancer. I think. Yeah.
Cancer,
It was super shocking because that was like the.
But like no one commented
in,
on it in character. Like the second season, I think, opens with him like fighting, and they're like, ah, and I'm like, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. And then like 10 minutes after that, everybody's like, oh hey Spartacus, and somebody was like, I'm a member of the cast from season 1. What's up, Spartacus? And I'm like, this is the new Like, where the fuck did old Spartacus go? Well, I didn't know this guy was the main character.
It's kind of shocking too, because between Spartacus season 1 and Spartacus season 2, that guy did like a Freddie Wong video on YouTube, and then he just like evaporated from the internet.
Oh yeah,
and it was like super strange because it was like, oh my god, what the fuck? He was like super fucking ripped as well, which is like super surprising that a guy like that would just kick it. But you know, that's what happens.
I mean, look, man, cancer gets everybody. Got fucking Chadwick Boseman, man.
Did fuck cancer.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Walk us out, James.
Okay. So in another couple of days, now that I've finished those episodes, I can write up my trivia and put it up online. You'll have about 2 weeks to jump on and do it. So obviously, if you haven't seen all the episodes, feel free to jump onto YouTube and check them out, because all the questions will be about stuff from the show. And of course, don't forget, we'll draw a winner, and that person will get themselves a brand new Knight Castellan, still mint in box, to go in their 40k army, or to be their 40k army if they haven't got one already. And then the plan will be back a couple of weeks' time for Rogue Trader, A Tide of Iron, and now Arthur could work out how he's going to handle things like the YouTube naming and change the Discord channel name. And I've already updated the logo on the Roll20 page. So
I'm gonna keep Rogue Trader, the Last Scion, the chat with Cass, but our actual Cass meeting room is just called Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader, so I don't have to change shit.
That's easy. There you go.
The YouTube name though is going to be a problem.
Yep.
It's making you
otherwise,
famous,
I'm going to be out for a bit because I'm not in. There's no BattleTech for me or Cyberpunk for me this week because I got to start a new job, and there'll obviously be no Road Trade for a couple of weeks. So the next time you'll be able to find me on Arthur's channel will be on Wednesday the 7th for Cyberpunk. Otherwise, I'll be hanging out on Arthur's Discord or on my own website, www.grim.podcast.com, where I hope to get an episode out when I get a new computer sorted out. And I want to invite Arthur on to talk about. I figured it'd be good to get you on, Arthur, to talk about you coming in as a person running 40k who, but without the same vast amount of 40k experience a lot of other people do have, especially with running for that type of person as well.
Yep.
When your interest is. I feel like you have a dearth of knowledge you can share on that particular topic.
I got a lot to spare on that one. You could billet it for new GMs who are afraid to get into the system. What are they looking for? Yeah.
Actually, I got to quickly tell a story that yesterday my son asked me, because he realized that my podcast was on iTunes. He said, "How much do you charge for your podcast?" I said, "It's not charged; it's free." He said, "Why don't you charge for it?" I said, "Because no one wants to pay for my opinion, pretty much. You know, it's just I just put up my opinion." And then he pointed out the fact I once had my son on my show to review the Warhammer Kids books. I said, "Okay, let's get a 7-year-old to talk about the books made for 7-year-olds." And he said, "Did you charge the episode I was on?" And I said, "No, I didn't." He goes, "Well, people pay for my opinion, so you should charge for that one." So get that episode while it's still free.
You can charge for podcasts on iTunes?
Oh. I don't know. I think it's expecting it's the 99 cents like every other song on iTunes is.
I mean, who the fuck would pay for a podcast? What the fuck? That's what Audible's for.
Oh, yeah. All right, Dave, what do you got? No, wait. How much XP did we get, James?
Oh, that's true. 1,600.
What? Oh shit!
All right, that's a jump.
Did we go up a thingy? We're not there yet, right?
I'm not sure.
So
that's 300.
What did we
300
need?
for each of the. Because I can give you XP during the battle games. So it's 300 for each of the battle games plus 1,000 for today.
So 1,600.
Well,
so,
I'm definitely picking up crack shot, which means whenever I hit somebody for critical damage, it's +2. So when I kill people, I kill them much deader.
Oh my god, I really need to. It's been so long since I looked at this core book. I'm gonna have to like.
You got 3 weeks to do it, man.
What number are we on now? Number 3, level 3, right?
Yeah, we're at third grade.
Third tier.
Third grade.
Yep.
What is it to get to next year? Is 1,300. So no, we didn't go
13,000.
13,000.
We should be close.
We're pretty close.
Yeah, we're not going to go over it, but we'll be very close.
Wait,
Yeah.
13,000?
Yeah.
It says here that I've spent 11,000 XP and I have 2,100.
No, if
sitting.
we spend everything, I think we'll get it.
Yeah, we'll go
we
over,
should
but
be-
we won't have enough to buy anything in that category.
we should for
Right.
level 4. I mean, we should have 100.
Yeah, you're not.
XP
If
floating.
you can buy something for level 4 and 100, good luck.
Most things level 4 at least 200.
Yeah.
Fine. Am I
All right,
finally
well,
going to
I
get
got max
scrutiny at level
fellowship.
4?
Look, I don't make the
I'm not.
rules. I just play by them.
I have max fellowship, so there's that.
Ooh, I get a cool thing called Litany of Hate. That sounds very missionary like. Whatever that is.
All right.
All right.
Now my
All
Charmer
right,
Commander
thank
at
you,
93.
Dave, you're up.
Oh, hey. What up, everyone? Thanks for watching. James, thanks for running. It's been a great first half of the season for me, I guess, because I came in halfway through. So excited to keep playing. All I can say to the bad guys in the future, bring it on. I think now that I've got power armor, there ain't gonna be nothing that stops me. So as the only person in the show to never get hurt, I'm ready to go. Yeah, I'm good to go. So yeah.
So are you saying 1v1 me, bro? Is that what you? That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I mean, you can hit
1v1
me, but I'll
Nero,
just...
max range. No starting in melee combat.
All right, Solid Snake. You gonna drop a fucking parachute on me or whatever? Or
It's
a tank
because
on me or
Because
something?
I will 360 no scope you, Dave.
Yeah,
just so you know.
it would 100% be the sniper wolf fight if we were you and me.
Nah, it'll be.
You poke your head out for 1 second, and everything you're hiding behind will disappear behind a barrage of bullets.
No, it won't be that. It would definitely be like I will be the old sniper, and then in 2 weeks' time, when
The
we come
end?
back to play,
You're gonna be the end?
I'll be the end, and in 2 weeks' time, we'll come back, and I'll just be dead. You know, I'll just be like, save game time. 2 weeks later, yep.
What else you got, Dave?
I mean, you know, I got stuff going on. I'm always doing my stuff. You know, Kinky is kicking off real good, and you know, we just passed 4,000 followers on Twitter, which I thought was pretty good, considering like we only made that account like 5 months ago, so it's not bad. Definitely doing good. And yeah, my game's on sale till the 28th. What day is it now? 27th. So like, you know, day and a half left or something like that, so you can go get it for 10% off. And yeah, that's pretty much me. You know, I just make video games now. Thanks for watching.
What do you got, Pondo?
I am Ponder Upon the Mad. You can catch me YouTube or Twitch, Upon the Mad, or you can find me here Thursday nights with Battletech and eventually something else once Battletech is over. Or you can find me on my own channel. I'm playing my 5e Gestalt game, Hunters of Ulvern. It is done in my own setting, homebrewed. James, can you send me the stats to that staff that I picked up from?
Yes. Yep, the
Because I think we want to take the exotic weapon training, get a new pimp cane essentially.
do that from my side. And make sure you guys check out BattleTech next week because Pondo will be playing me.
Sure.
He gave me directions. I hope he's going to send me again. I know that I'm doing some things that I would not think of doing ever.
Oh, good.
That's
No,
the
I'm going to
spirit.
send it to you.
Yeah, so that should be interesting. I was just charged. I never would have thought that I'd hear the words of charge directly at the thing with 2 Ultra AC-20s.
James lives dangerously.
That's, I mean, I guess it's
Just
he's gonna
remember, it'll
face
be
it
your
one way or
character,
another.
so you're responsible for what happens, and you can choose what to do. Just in case you don't want to charge directly towards 2 Ultra AC-20s.
Yeah, so there'd be that. Yeah, that's all I got.
We're looking for a 4th cast member, just in case that photo isn't Evangeline. If you are interested,
It's totally the 4th cast member. Just to be clear.
just in case it isn't Evangeline, as I was saying, contact me if you're interested. You know where to find us and when. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, probably Gmail, APGamingREAL@gmail.com. Best place to get a hold of me. We'll see if you mesh with the cast. That said, good luck on your quiz, guys. You do remember all of the objects currently stored in the thrice locked chest of Nero the Blade, right? Because who wouldn't?
Somehow there's a whole
I know what's in there
barricade.
right now. There's a whole Aegis defense line in it. It's been folded down. I think now that we know how big it is, we can assume that that is in the closet. But if that's not in there, then what else is in there? You'll find out. Season 2, Tide of Iron. We'll be back on the 17th. Have a good night, guys.